What is going on, everybody? It's your Marty coming to with another video. Here to do my review for the brand new Godzilla movie, Godzilla Minus One. But before we get into it, if y'all could please leave a like and subscribe, that means a lot to me. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And now, let's dive right in. So Godzilla Minus One takes place right after World War II, and our lead is actually a kamikaze pilot. But during his mission, he doesn't go through it at all. And so he escapes. He essentially runs away and he ends up in this little town. He and everyone in this town are obviously recovering from the war. And this is where our story begins. Now, I love Godzilla. Look, Team Godzilla all the way, baby. Even though this is from a Godzilla vs. Kong shirt. And it's also obviously the American version of him. But I love Godzilla my whole life. My earliest memory is actually watching Godzilla 2000. I would go to Blockbuster, very often and rent it and watch it. It was like one of the best things I ever saw growing up. That, along with the American version, the 1998, it was close to the 2000s. I actually love that movie, okay? That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I was young, and so I grew up with that. But nothing can beat this version now. This Godzilla Minus One might be my favorite version of Godzilla, non-American version that is, because of how they depicted him as. Now, I loved every version of Godzilla, whether he's a hero, anti-hero, or villain, but this movie depicts him as the villain, and my God, it works so beautifully at how the story connecting to this war and Godzilla just work. There is no motivation behind this Godzilla. Well, maybe there is, but not that we know of. He's just destroying everything in its path. And every scene that we get the monster in, man, it's just so terrifying. The way his eyes look, man, you would not want to be in front of that. The destruction, the countless lives that he or she takes, it's just really cool to see on screen. Godzilla was doing Godzilla things, but this movie does one thing that I haven't seen done well in a Godzilla movie, which is have meaningful characters and characters that you love and can relate to and root for. So as I said, our lead is a kamikaze pilot, but he doesn't go through it. So throughout his whole life, he's just in regret. He feels guilty that he could have changed an outcome. And so that just wears down on him. And there's a little bit of hope for his character, because right when he's back in that little town, he actually meets someone and she has a daughter. Well, they raise it as their daughter, but it was given to her by someone else. And so he falls in love. He doesn't say until it's too late, but he falls in love, and he also falls in love with this little girl. So the town is prospering, it's recovering. He's like a family man. He's working for, essentially his girlfriend and daughter. And everything is good. But no one in this movie can stay happy for too long. Not before Godzilla comes and destroys everything. Our main lead gets a job working in a boat with 3 other characters. And let me tell y'all, those secondary characters are amazing. And so our main lead's girlfriend has to work at the city, and that's also where Godzilla comes and roaring down. And I'm just gonna say, spoiler alert, we think that she dies. And like I said, you just feel for these characters. You feel for each and every one of them. You're rooting for all of them. And especially for our lead, because he's the one that's, has the most guilt, the most regret. He's the one suffering the most. He's traumatized. And when we think, and he thinks, that we lose her, it just puts him on a path of getting revenge on Godzilla. And oh man, I fell for it, man. I kind of shed a tear a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, they don't know what to do. They have a whole council meeting with the secondary characters, and have a plan to essentially drown Godzilla. And it wasn't easy. It was successful. It was a long, epic battle at the end. But I mean, do you guys really think Godzilla will be dead? In the end, Godzilla lives, but not before a kamikaze pilot. Like I said, he's filled with revenge and hate for this monster, for taking away the love of his life, the love that he never got to express to his girl. And he wants to sacrifice himself. And right at that moment when he was about to do it, he actually ejects himself, because as one of the secondary characters told him, is that they want him to live. But what was beautiful about that was, in the end, because the love of his life, his partner, didn't actually die. And it was even more sad too, because he had even given like another caretaker for his daughter a letter, basically, you know, saying that he's gonna kill himself, right? And to take care of the little girl. And like right before they find out that she's alive, the caretaker gets a phone call, and essentially it's her. Well, like her doctor, wherever she's staying at, because it was a hospital. And so they meet up with the caretaker. Obviously, he didn't go through it. And then she tells him the news, and he just runs over to the city and the hospital and sees her. And we all see her. And it was just a beautiful moment, like I said. It was just a beautiful story about prospering, and it was just all over the place. The emotions were through the roof. But like I said, this was such an amazing movie. If you guys want to talk about it, please do drop your comments on what your favorite thing was about it, because I actually want to talk about this movie. Well, I want to talk about all the movies with you guys, but this one, I feel like it's a must. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 10 out of 10. I love this guy right here, this monster, but I hate what you did. It made me cry, man. For all the reasons that I just said, I hope this movie gets the recognition it deserves, you know, as a foreign film. I hope it gets nominated for something, because it deserves it. It really does deserve all these awards coming its way. That main lead, oh my God. I loved him, man. You know, he poured his heart into this movie, into this character, when he had to like scream and yell, you know, because he was sad, devastated, heartbroken. Like he expressed it and you felt it. So this guy, I loved his performance, and he deserved all the awards too that he's nominated for. And also, I highly recommend that y'all watch this movie in an IMAX, some type of format like that, where everything is enhanced, because like the sound effects and the visuals and the destruction of Godzilla was just eye-dropping. Especially looking at Godzilla, like you just felt every footstep that he took. And then obviously his iconic roar, that will really knock you off your seats. I was lucky enough to see this movie in New York. Yeah, I took a little trip down New York, and I saw this at the AMC Lincoln Square. It was a beautiful screen. I got to see a little bit of the whole theater, and I really loved it, really enjoyed it, but that's another video. But that is my review, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But like I said, if y'all could please leave a like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a comment down below if you guys like this movie, if you guys are on the edge of watching it. Hopefully I persuaded you guys, because this movie honestly deserves a watch. It is a must. I promise you, you guys will not regret it. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.